Part Tycoon 2 has a brand new update. Today I'm going to be showcasing everything the new update has to offer, from an upgraded ride, scenery pieces, and even the day. Let's go straight into it. Look at the changer log. We go right at the bottom. Let's go through everything this has. So, working from the leaf major up to top, I will be. But the first one I really want to showcase is the new daytime mechanic. And as you can see here, you can now control the time of day. And I think, say if I put 10 a.m., it will go to 10 a.m. Now, it still will count down, unless if you put that you don't want dynamic time of day. Then you can just keep it at that time. Yeah, I can make it like, say, 10 a.m. I'll say, here in the UK, parks are maybe just open for the day or something. Say what it would be like at that time. Versus you can then make it also a lot darker. So you can make it like 8 p.m. or something. Like maybe you might experience during a Halloween event. And I think this is really cool, for instance, mainly checking out the lighting on sometime for your parks. And also you can obviously more see better when you are building something. Here. Obviously, I'm here by Viking Warrior, which is my Legoland coaster concept that I built actually as part of a competition that Merlin Entertainment hosted for National Roller Coaster Day, but I didn't have it actually uploaded until like a couple months later. Here. You can also, in a way, get like a few like teasers for some other stuff later to come here on the game. I'll keep it at like 10 a.m. I'd say. I'm interested to know whether because during like say winter they do change on the time of day here on the game, because obviously when the day gets shorter, say it gets dark by like 4 p.m. at least here in the UK. So I know there's some places where it doesn't actually have that happen, but most places obviously they like change and that's it, like daytime change. Do not ask what on earth is happening over there at the moment. But anyway, let's go on to the next edition. Another major upgrade to this game is the fact that they have changed the NPCs, as I say. Look, so say they used to be a lot more basic, I think, and now they say they have a lot more detail with them. Why on earth is there this path here, anyway? Oh my goodness, there's a lot of trash here. And I say, obviously, this is still really good as, well, I mean, as it obviously adds more variety to the different characters. I think there's also now, actually, I don't think there was different races, originally in the game, but now there are. So, yeah, I think that's a really positive, why am I jumping so loud? At least for me. At least, I mean, it does make it also more realistic. Another major new upgrade here. I mean, I guess you could say upgrade, but they've changed the like the ragdoll mechanic for the NPCs here. Because if you remember before, well, actually, I don't actually remember what it was like before. To be fair, but I will just try and find a plot of plain grass. I mean, here in the park, I'll probably get rid of this mine train coaster that I just tried to make as painful as I possibly could on some air mills. Anyway, will I be able to see? Okay, so there's more. I think it's more flailing around. Oh, and it shows up how it's actually dead. Okay, so I think that's the main thing that's happening. Will the body actually disappear at some point though? I randomly have a really funny thought. If I do this, yes, the person will fall down. Okay, oh, the person went anyway. Oh, like, if the person didn't go, then I'd be really silly if I just suddenly dug a grave where every person had died at. Right, and that's this update. They've also changed how you see the park get over. You can actually see the faces of well here. Um, and you can actually sort them to say the new person to enter and the first person to enter. Yeah, the people are saying I want to leave the park or I'm excited for Viking Warrior. Um, yeah, I think that's actually really cool. You can also do name if you randomly want to do that. For A to Z, because if you decide to do that, I don't actually know why the forts aren't appearing on here. Yeah, because some don't actually have forts, it seems. And happiest high first, and we can actually see what the people respawn. Why you? I want to add something, and I don't know what that something is. I think the person probably has left the park. No. Oh, okay. But the funny thing is, like people say I'm excited or I want to, and yet there's some below us on the happiness. But yeah, that's a really cool like thing. I don't know what the point of having the end of that thing is, but it's not like we actually know the people. I want to just see what specific people are thinking. Because if you click on the get anyway, you can see what they're thinking when you see them in a park. So they've also changed the leveling up effect. Um, so I actually am at the max level, so it doesn't really affect me. But at least I can actually show you. Or to say, kind of more like if you go down different routes, then you can collect it. And I think that's actually a really cool effect or thing. I think you have to. It looks like you have to unlock more stuff here. In fact, they actually have to unlock those base rings. They dropped out spiral like Junior Coaster and Carousel. I don't think you actually have to unlock them beforehand, or at least not most of them. So I'm gonna assume I really want to make a new profile in a minute. Um, just to test that. I probably will at some point. Um, but yeah. And then it goes all the way to the 4D coaster. It's like that's the thing that you'd laugh most like. I like at the bottom of all of it. As I mean, it's the most expensive coaster and also the most complex coaster. I haven't actually built one of them before, just because of how much complex people say it is. And it's like I don't have not the desire to build a 4D coaster either. So yeah, maybe one day I can do a series where I do start a brand new on a brand new profile. I start playing this game and just seeing what I can actually build. Maybe. Also, they've added 3 new hat stalls over here. So, for instance, and the thing is, I think they now sell 3 different hats now. I think. Thing is, I think they all sell the same hat, being like a Christmas hat, witch hat, actually pirate hat, and also the dinosaur hat. So actually, there are 4, but I think 3 of them are new because I think the dinosaur one is the older one. Um, but say it's mainly just what it looks like on the different doors. This is probably my favourite just because it's like I like building like they that actually look like could suit like more pirate area. This is more basic, so this is more like a custom. This is more like a custom door, which I guess could be really good. And then there's also this one which I don't really mind about. It's just one up there. Now I can't tell what is new because apparently there's 6 new tree and then I think and then 10 new bamboo items. I can't figure out which ones of these are actually new, so I'm just gonna go through some of the different trees that I don't really recognise. I think these are the new ones, so it might actually just be like I think there's 3 of these or something like that. That's not the right one. So one like this. I think this is a new kind of tree. Really cool. And so it definitely does have a lot of realism with that. And then we got, I think, yeah, 10 new stuff, like bamboo stuff. So, for instance, this one here. Yeah, I'm not the kind of person that I don't think who would use bamboo in my park, to be completely honest. But I guess it's there if you want to, and say they're more like just the bamboo sticks as well. And then you can make it more custom or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's even more like scenery, like upgrade. I don't think I really use it much myself, to be fair, except for the trees. Yeah, the bamboo I don't think I use at all. But trees, I could more use that probably. And next thing to talk about here, next thing to talk about here is the upgraded rides. And we've got the upgraded mine train and also vertical launch. And I've laid them out just so then as well, because they've also introduced many new track styles. So let's just go through a lot of it here. Thirdly, I just want to mention the difference in train design for the mine train coaster between the old one and the new one. It definitely looks as well a lot more realistic. And also a lot more vibrant than the original did. And also saying it's even changing like the station look. That track wise as well, it has a lot more detail than the original one. So that definitely is an upgrade. Then there is a different track one. This was probably the one I'd most likely use, or this. But then you randomly have this piece of track, which yeah, I don't think I'd ever use that. But I know some people might think that's helpful to have it. Because some people might actually want it to be a train, one of my mine train thing, even though they want to have like a train car, I don't know. And then we have the vertical launch. But this is the old one. I mean, most people seem to use it for, I think, the Coma Family Boomerang, to be honest, than actual vertical launch coasters. Um, but then I think you could use the new one over here. And they definitely, again, has a lot more detail. And originally, when I saw the train, I thought they had over shoulder trains. So I was like, oh, it's like a Nubis ride. At Plotsland, Belgium. No, it's not. It definitely has a lot more detail and probably better in train design, but say I think for Coma Family Boomerang, for instance, I think I still use it because they're two halves in each one, and say here, each car sits three people. That's what I thought it was like Anubis and had over shoulder train, to be honest. Then there's a different track design. So this is the main one. I also have a more like embossed one. It's not embossed, more like blocky. This one which is very similar to the first, but it's more like down here. Um, and then you have more of this, which it might be maybe like for indoor section or pre-lift. If it's like say Anubis, say where it just drop that station to the side. And this is what it looked like on one cart on its own. So yeah, it had like 3 rows, which is very unusual, I find, for like most I mean, most coasters do have like 2 or 4, I'd say, per one. Or per car, or maybe even just one. Say if it's like maybe a wing coaster or something. Or some, there's only really a say on like Anubis, or say some B&M dive coasters where it has more. And say some, so, yeah. I will now use the multi-launch coaster just to show what it is. What else this update? It didn't seem to launch backwards, which I'd say very stupid. But hopefully this will work now. Yeah, it launched backward now. That's really fast. But at least I'll say that's like the big thing this update can do. So yeah, what do you think of this new update? I think it's absolutely fantastic. I mean, so much like say new additions that it's also really more helpful with a lot of stuff here. Say, let me just change night to midnight. Everything absolutely fantastic. I'll see you in the next video, however. Maybe from this game, maybe from something else. But say there are many creations that I will be showcasing at some point once they complete. Anyway, I'll see you then. Goodbye.